These are 5 hair growth mistakes that are sabotaging your progress. If you haven't been retaining length, retaining the health, your hair is just not looking the way you want, this is the video for you because I'm focusing on the 5 biggest mistakes that you are most likely making, at least one, if not all of them. If you don't know me, my name is Angelica and it is my passion to help you grow healthier, fuller, thicker hair and longer if that's what you're looking for. I also post a lot of lifestyle content and shorts on this channel, so if that seems interesting, consider subscribing. The subscription button is right down there as well as the bell icon. Make sure you hit the bell so you get notifications every single time I post. Let's get into the first mistake that is ruining your progress. 1. This might be a shocker. Protective styling. Yes, protective styling can be sabotaging your hair growth progress. And the reason why is because they are called protective styles, you don't assume a protective style could damage your hair. But the problem with protective styles is it's not just the style that can damage your hair. There are 3 possible stages in the protective styling routine that could damage your hair. It could either be first, before you start the protective style, maybe you're braiding wet hair. Maybe you are blow drying your hair very aggressively. Maybe you are not even taking care of your hair before you put it in the style, and that's why you're going into the style, because your hair is dry and frizzy and damaged and you're like, I'm gonna throw it in some braids for a month and forget about it. Then there's during the style. Maybe the braider is braiding your hair extremely tight, which will cause severe damage. Maybe you're braiding your own hair and you are breaking it during the braiding process because you don't know how to braid properly, or because you're braiding your own hair too tight because maybe you think it looks neater. And then there's the after process, which is when taking down the hair. Maybe you're using a really tiny comb to take down your braids or twists or whatever. Maybe you are taking all of it down at once and then trying to detangle it at once, and it gets super tangled and you end up getting frustrated and ripping your hair out as you're detangling it. There's so many places you can go wrong. And also, just because something is called a protective style doesn't mean it's a protective style the way you are doing it. For example, wigs are a great protective style. My hair is in a wig right now. I have nice, smooth, well done braids underneath this wig. However, this wig is not glued down with Got2b spray and a bunch of things. I have a little bit of the Got2b gel right on the hairline, and this is rare for me to actually even wear my wig like this because usually I just put the wig on, no glue, no nothing, I throw on a headband and I'm done. Also, I usually wear my braids just with a cap or something like that to the gym, and luckily I work from home so I don't feel the need to wear like a wig every single day, but I let my hair breathe. I'm not wearing a wig every single day. Now you might be saying, well, I have seen someone say that wigs have really grown their hair, but maybe you have like a damaged hairline or something like that. But the issue is you wear your wig every day. You wear those tight bands around your head every single day. You wear Got2b glue spray and other freeze sprays, and you do the bald cap method, and every single day that bit of glue is eating away at your hair. Or because you enjoy wigs so much and it is so easy and you're like, I know my hair is 5 weeks late, I'm supposed to take it out, but I'm just gonna leave it in for like another 2 weeks, and now your hair is staying in the protective style even longer. And so this is where we're going. You could do box braids, you could do any kind of protective style that you know, but you could still be doing it wrong, and it could be severely damaging your hair without you realizing because you think you're doing something right. So just think about how you do your protective styles before you do your next one. I think this list is filled with shockers because the next one might also surprise you. Something that might be sabotaging your hair growth progress is using a sulfate-free shampoo. Yes, I didn't say a sulfate shampoo. A sulfate-free shampoo. It actually can damage your hair. Now here's the thing. I'm not going to be one of those fear-mongering people saying, do you know this ingredient is used in washing powder? No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is there are so many sulfate-free shampoos out there, and for most people that have more drier hair, like me, sulfate-free shampoos can actually work great. However, if you use a lot of heavy products on your hair and on your scalp, like oils, butters, gels, all these kind of products, even glues, right? If you use a lot of these products on your scalp, on your hair, these products can start to build up on each other. And if you're not washing your hair properly, by the way, not all shampoos are equal. There are some amazing sulfate-free shampoos, Pureology for the win for me. you wouldn't even realize that they're sulfate free because they make your hair feel so squeaky clean, but also really soft and healthy at the same time. Other sulfate-free shampoos may give you the illusion of making your hair feel like you didn't even use a shampoo in it, but your hair still feels sort of clean, but maybe like there's a little residue. You feel like, oh, my hair still feels so soft after using it. That might be the residue of your product still sitting on your hair. You may still have a little bit of moisturizer, a little bit of oil, a little bit of butters, whatever you use on your hair and on your scalp. Those products may not be getting thoroughly washed out because you only use sulfate-free shampoos and you never think of trying something like a detox shampoo or a cleansing shampoo. The thing is, if these products build up on top of your hair, they will create a film. They will prevent moisture and other ingredients from penetrating into your hair shaft properly. And in the long term, probably not overnight, you will start to experience breakage, damage, and one of the worst things, something that I personally experienced a few years ago, you get this feeling where your hair constantly feels very oily, like you put products on it and it feels like no matter how much product you put, no matter how wet your hair is when you put the product, it feels like your hair is dry with oil on top or with product on top. Like no matter what you do, you can't hydrate it. And sometimes I see people say like, oh, just use like a clay mask, which is also like on way opposite end of the spectrum, because that is very drying and stripping. And occasionally, if that's what your hair needs, then you can do that, but I wouldn't suggest that on a weekly basis. So if you use very heavy oils and butters and gels and you do like wash and goes and stuff, I would suggest using a sulfate, or let me just say a detox shampoo. I suggest the one from Redken, the cleansing cream shampoo. That is a great detox shampoo. I know Olaplex has one and a bunch of brands also have really good ones. You probably need to use that every single week just for like the first wash, the one wash, and then on the second wash, you can go ahead and do your sulfate-free shampoo for the second wash to get it clean. And then if not, if you don't use a lot of heavy products like me, I don't feel the need to use detox shampoos all the time because I use quite light products. You can just go ahead and try for at least a minimum of once a month, and it'll probably make a major difference. Let's get to the third mistake that might be ruining your progress. Okay, this one is not like shocking. This is something that everybody knows, but not everybody does. Not getting enough trims, and the opposite as well. Not getting trims can cause a lot of damage, and I have experienced this a lot in the past because it is so frustrating to keep losing length and to keep getting split ends. But the issue is there's no way to treat a split end. So even if it feels like you're not progressing, you need to figure out where your issue is in a different area. But treating the split ends is not that area. The only way to treat the split end is to cut it off. Your splits will keep going up. Your ends will be rough and dry, which will mean it will cause more tangles. More tangles means it's going to cause more breakage when you're combing your hair. So the easiest way to just stop the problem is to keep getting rid of your split ends. Do not have a schedule for trimming your split ends because split ends do not grow on schedule. You may be getting split ends more often than usual because of some reason which you will need to figure out. Or you might not be getting as many split ends as usual, and so you don't need to cut them, okay? So if you get split ends every 6 weeks, every time you blow dry your hair or you comb it out every 6 weeks, you find that you have split ends, you need to cut them. But if you only get split ends every 6 months, then only cut them every 6 months. You don't have to do it on schedule. I alternate between like more frequent trims and less frequent trims because my trimming schedule just depends on how my ends split or get damaged. Now this fourth one is like a two-parter, okay? It's kind of related to the first one, but not really. Manual damage caused by impatience. Now here's the thing. There's a lot of manual manipulation and damage that we can do, and I gave you examples like in the braiding process, combing your hair too violently, not getting enough trims, blah, blah, blah. All that kind of stuff can be caused by manual damage. But manual damage caused by impatience is a whole different ballgame. The thing is, everybody's hair grows at a different rate, and everybody retains length at a different rate because of many different factors. My light is going in and out. Anyway, there's many different factors that can affect why your hair is not, why you're not retaining length as fast as you want to. I get comments even on this channel, people saying like, oh, your hair should be waist length by now. Like, yeah, I wish my hair was waist length too, but I'm a human being and I'm learning as well as sharing everything that I've learned with you guys. So yes, I do want to get to waist length. I am not there yet, but I'm working hard to get there. Okay. Health is more important than length, because if your hair is long, the longer it gets with the damaged ends, the more hair you're going to cut. If you just reach your hair goal and your hair is already at the health point that you want, you will be much happier, okay? So, some people's hair grows much faster than yours, even if they bleach their hair and they treat it very badly by your standards. Unfortunately, that has nothing to do with you. Whether they treat their hair badly, whether their hair grows fast, whether they don't use the same products that you're using or not, they may help you, but at the end of the day, you have to focus on your own hair growth, your own hair process. Now, what a lot of people do is they get impatient. They find a rosemary oil video that I recommended. Meanwhile, they're forgetting that their diet is bad, they're not getting any sleep, they're not taking care of their ends, and they're like, I've been using this oil for 1 month and I haven't seen any progress, so I'm going to stop using it. Like, no. When you're testing a product, any product, you should give it like 3 to 6 months, unless it's one of those that makes your hair feel terrible instantly when you put it on your hair, then there's no point. But if you feel like you're not seeing any effects, like things like LED therapy, they don't make your scalp tingle, they don't give you overnight results. So if you're not consistent, you probably not see any results at all. But if you use it for like 3 months or more, you'll probably start to see significant results. So don't quit and stop doing something that could possibly be working because you're impatient. A lot of people also will, maybe, let's say, this is one of the most common ones, people that have damaged edges, right? They'll discover that the reason why their hairline is severely damaged is because they wear wigs a lot, or because they get like micro braids, or they braid their hair too tight. And then they get told, okay, if you want to treat this, you're probably going to have to stop, use a couple oils. Then it's like, okay, fine. And then they stop, and it's been like maybe 1 to 2 months, and they're starting to see a little bit of progress. Things are doing better. And then they either go, okay, so now I know how to treat my edges, so I can go back to doing the same styles again. And then they damage it again, and they're like, I don't think that's working because my edges are gone again. Or they will wait for like 2 weeks and be like, I'm not seeing any difference, so I'm just going to go back to the style that damaged my hair in the first place, and it just makes everything even worse. Or they will go back to relaxers or bleach or whatever issue it was that was causing the damage. So exercise some patience, follow through with what you've decided to do, and you will see progress. Now, this next tip that could be ruining your progress is one that is very overlooked in my opinion. And the reason why it's overlooked is because I think we can all do this. We all do this in various aspects of our lives. And this is having no routine, sort of caused by neglect. Now, a big issue that I find with a lot of people, including myself sometimes, is that you confuse knowledge with action. So you know that washing your hair at least once a week is important. You know that deep conditioning your hair at least once a week is important. You know that oiling your scalp occasionally is important. You know scalp massages are important. You know eating enough protein and getting enough sleep, drinking enough water. You know all this information. So even watching this video, you might be like, I haven't learned anything new. I actually know everything you're already talking about. Like, tell me something I don't know that will help me grow my hair. But the thing is, are you doing the things that you know, or do you just know them? Okay, so a week might pass and you may have felt lazy to wash your hair, but like, yeah, well, I'll do it next week. I know that washing your hair every week is good, and I'm kind of tired this week, so I'm just gonna use a regular conditioner for 2 minutes and rinse it out. Next time, I'm going to deep condition my hair because I know deep conditioning is important. It's been 3 weeks that I've been forgetting to oil my hair or do any scalp massages, but I know it's important, so I'm gonna do it. And you find that the reason why everything that you're doing to your hair, you're like, I'm doing everything and it's not working. The problem might be you actually aren't doing everything. You just know what to do, but you're not doing it. If you want to see an example of what a simple routine that you can stick to looks like, you can watch this video right here. Hit my face right there to subscribe if you did it in the beginning. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Feel free to comment what your favorite tip is as well in the comment section below, or one that I didn't mention. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!